Wait, aren't you coming ashore? No, I never set foot on the island.
What
But
the
why?
hell?
He shouted.
I don't understand how you get a job like this not knowing any of this. You know, I don't have any lighthouses where I live, but I've seen movies with lighthouses and shows, and they're pretty creepy places, you know. I remember a specific Ghost Hunter episode, and I know those shows are a little bit dramatized and stuff like that, but the lighthouse that they were exploring, and they kept hearing sounds in and stuff like that, it's literally a big hollow cylinder with a stairwell that ran up the walls all the way up to where the light would function at. And it's nothing. It's like there's absolutely nothing to do in there. You're usually on an island or somewhere like very, very remote, you know, and you just basically don't want ships to wreck into where the lighthouse is to show people where the land is at. I imagine running one of those things would be boring, like surveillance, except you really don't have anything to watch. You know, and certain people do real well being security guards and stuff. I wouldn't thrive in that kind of environment at all. I'm kind of by myself doing what I do here, but I don't do it all day, and I do interact with people online, so it doesn't make me stir crazy. But I suppose that if I did have to work at a lighthouse, not only would it be creepy at night, but yeah, it would probably be very, very boring outside of being scared. Well, there's a reaction video that I want to do today for a video called The Lighthouse Keeper, and it's by Nightmare Tales. Make sure to head on over to their channel, click subscribe, click the notification bell, and if you like reaction videos, make sure to subscribe to my channel as well. Let's get into the animation. The Lighthouse Keeper.
In the northeast sea of Nova Scotia, the vital shipping lane between two important coastal trade hubs is infamous for its unpredictable tides, inclement weather, and hundreds of lives it has claimed over the past century.
Sea life is
This
dangerous.
major landmark, ensuring the safe passage of vessels through the treacherous strait, is a small stone lighthouse that sits on an island of razor-sharp rocks.
God.
Rocks, which at low tide extend out for several miles just under the surface.
Oh my gosh, that sounds
An
dangerous.
old master mariner from the mainland loads his vessel with 3 months of supplies with Samuel, the new lighthouse keeper who will be going to the island.
For 3 months?
What happened to the last lighthouse keeper? Inquired Samuel.
Don't ask.
He quit, replied the mariner. Not many stay long. They can't handle it.
I don't know what the reasoning is behind this yet, but I could say that's probably true, man. 3 months of being isolated in a creepy lighthouse. Oh, No. Maybe with an awesome Wi-Fi connection. Maybe with unlimited good internet to where I could do stuff. I don't know, man. I'd maybe for a lot of money too. 3 months is a long time to be isolated though, y'all.
Can't handle being alone? Samuel was confused. Grunted the mariner. That won't be an issue for me.
Really?
I'm really looking forward to the isolation.
Okay.
They set off as the evening set in, and the lighthouse lit up, its brilliant beam cutting through the night air like a freshly sharpened and polished blade.
They are very, very
I thought there was no
bright.
caretaker there at the moment, queried Samuel. There isn't. The light is on an automatic timer, the mariner explained.
Yeah.
And how is it powered? He inquired further. There's a powerhouse on the furthermost point of the island. Only go to it when the light goes out. Why not at any other time? Too many questions. Quiet now.
What?
I need to focus, said the mariner.
Too many questions.
The mariner set the man ashore with the supplies at a small jetty and began to cast off. Samuel shouted out, Wait, aren't you coming ashore? No, I never set foot on the island.
What
But
the
why?
hell?
He shouted. But it was too late.
So, I don't understand how you get a job like this going into it not knowing any of this. The mariner that took him there doesn't even want to give him the time to explain the stuff what's going on. At what point do you say, you know what, I'm gonna back out until somebody tells me what the heck is going on around here?
The mariner had already sailed out of earshot. Samuel entered the lighthouse, stored his supplies, and then climbed the 100 steps to the top.
See, this is what I'm thinking.
It was a fantastic display of turn-of-the-century engineering. Huge industrial bulbs burned with incredible intensity behind massive Fresnel lenses,
right,
resulting in an amazing beam of light that pierced the sky around it for miles.
Yeah.
After further familiarizing himself with the lighthouse, its operation, and the maintenance manuals, Samuel decided to call it a night.
There you go.
He was exhausted, but excited about this new chapter in his life.
How much you want to
Away
bet the
from the
light goes
stress and pressures of the city, and to finally be alone, where no one could bother him. During the night, he was suddenly awoken by the sounds of deep moaning and frightening howling getting louder. The sound was too deep to be the wind, so he got up and peered cautiously out his window.
Okay.
To his surprise, dozens of ghosts, men, women, and children were all hovering around the powerhouse at the far point of the island.
Well, I guess that's why he told him not to go to the powerhouse unless the light's out. You can see the ghost, a ton of them. Dude, are we getting hazard pay?
Samuel rubbed his eyes and stared out in disbelief. They were all still there, and all still making an incredibly disturbing cacophony. Unable to pull himself away from the window, he stared at them throughout the night, terrified they would come closer. However, they didn't.
They just hover around
and
the
as the
powerhouse.
sun rose, they faded
disappeared.
away into the daylight.
Wow.
This continued for several weeks. The sun would set, and the ghosts would hover.
Right.
Samuel had lost an incredible amount of sleep over this, but he had since realized that they never ventured further than the surrounds of the powerhouse.
You know, watching these things over the course of time, it seems like their curiosity would start to win over the fear, right? Because they don't appear to have malicious intent at this point. Like, from our perspective, at least, they don't have malicious intent. For all we know, it could just be lost souls with nothing else better to do but haunt because of unfinished business and not evil at all, you know? I don't know, man. I would probably go in the day and check something, you know, like just look around a little bit, just try to figure stuff out. Cause I mean, you stuck on the island now, right? You're kind of there. You might as well make yourself at home, or at the end of the 3 months, just hide out in the house, no light, no nothing. As soon as you get the chance to get off the island, go.
This didn't reassure him in any way. He was always on edge.
Okay, never mind then.
What tipped him over, though, was the evening when far off into the distance a huge cruise ship had entered the treacherous strait.
Okay.
It was by far the biggest ship he had ever seen. Suddenly, as he watched it crawl through the water like a massive streamlined beast,
Dude.
the vital bright light behind him died, and he watched on in terror as it turned, trying to navigate the narrow passage, having made a course for the lighthouse,
Oh my gosh,
guaranteed
dude.
to tear its hull to shreds on the jagged rocks below.
No.
The terror of what was about to occur raced through his mind. Hundreds of people were about to die. He had to restore the power, which meant entering the powerhouse that was surrounded by dozens of tortured spirits.
It don't matter, brother. You got to do it.
The psychological battle that ensued next within his exhausted mind nearly broke him. He was terrified of heading to the far end of the island.
You got to go.
And had to muster every courageous element of his being to convince himself that they were only ghosts, mere apparitions, and unable to harm him in any way. He exited the lighthouse and made his way towards the powerhouse, his flashlight in one hand and large toolbox in the other.
You better hurry.
He walked through the swarming cluster of spirits, and although loud and unsettling, they left him unharmed and able to access the powerhouse.
Weird.
However, as he opened the door, they pushed him in, and once inside, it lit up like an oil-fired furnace. In fact, as if it was the fires of hell. The lighthouse came back to life, and the cruise ship immediately altered its course to safety. And then, one of the spirits ascended and slowly dissolved into the night, only to be replaced by Samuel.
Bruh.
From the shore, the old master mariner who had been watching the lighthouse sighed as he watched it come back on. He then made a call to the local newspaper, once again placing an advertisement for yet another lighthouse keeper.
What the heck, man? The mariner was in on it. It was the mariner all the time. He's setting it up. It might even be hell for all we know. God dang it. And they're powering the light. Why not just burn coal, man? 3 months of supplies. You can just put some coal, some fuel, or something. Maybe a wind generator or something. How about water power? Put a water wheel. God dang it. It's a good story, though, and a really good animation. Nightmare Tales, guys. Make sure to go check them out, as well as a couple other videos that I reacted to them from here. Hope y'all liked it. Thanks so much for watching. As always, this is Zueljin signing off, and we'll see you next time.